All right. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining the January 2025 community call, the first community Radius community meeting of the year. So welcome, welcome. We'll run through a lighter than usual agenda today, given we were just coming back from the holiday break. But as always, we'll talk a little bit about the community. We'll provide some updates about the community. We wanted to also walk through some of the updates to the Radius roadmap that we've made recently. We'll, of course, talk about our latest releases. We will be talking about 0.41 and 0.42. And then, as always, we'll close off with any discussions or open Q&A. So a couple of housekeeping things that we'll just quickly run through here before we jump in. Remember, we want to remind you that this call is for you, the attendee and the community. We want you to come here and get the latest on Radius, ask your questions, share any feedback you might have, and the chat is active. You may not be able to unmute yourself, but feel free to ask any questions in chat, and one of the moderators of the meeting will be able to unmute you if during the call if you would like to speak in the call. But otherwise, interact with us on chat, ask your questions in chat. We're always happy to engage with you folks. And I'll put this plug in as we do always. There's a Google group. You can click on this link live. It's a Google group, radapp_IO. Join the Google group if you want to be part of the Radius mailing list. So mostly you'll get emails about the latest releases, and they're pretty sparse, but it's not going to be like a weekly spam or newsletter or whatever. So definitely join the group if you would like to be included in the release notes and also any invites to community events like these community meetings. And then another reminder is that we do have a Radius blog, so definitely check it out. And over the past month, we've posted a new blog post. It's pretty detailed kind of walkthrough about using workload identity federations for cloud providers within Radius. So it goes into detail about not only how to use the feature, but also how the Radius maintenance team actually implemented the feature specifically for Azure Workload Identity and AWS Ursa. So very good read, contains a lot of good technical information if you're interested. So please do check it out if that interests you. And the Radius roadmap. So as always, this link will take you to the latest version of the latest dashboard in GitHub for the Radius roadmap. It looks just like this screenshot that I'm showing you on the screen now. But this time, I wanted to run through a couple of roadmap updates. We did a little bit of spring cleaning, or I guess winter cleaning at this point, over the just right before the holiday break, and kind of reevaluated the priorities and the things that we've heard from users and the community that inform our roadmap priorities. And we've gone ahead and done a few things to the roadmap. We've moved things around from accepted to proposed. So things that were accepted maybe before that aren't as big of an issue anymore, go back to the proposed swim lane, and then maybe something in proposed has emerged as a bigger item. So we've moved some of those into accepted. And then on top of that, we've gone ahead and stack ranked all of our accepted items as well. So things that we deem as kind of most important as of now, based on feedback we've heard. And we've stack ranked them so you can kind of scroll through them and see the relevant priorities of our roadmap items. And And then, of course, we have things in the designing and developing swim lane. Those are things that we're imminently working on, either in design or feature specification phase, or we're actually actively developing it. And you can expect things in the developing swim lane to arrive in an upcoming release. And then, of course, there's a done column. We have plenty of things that we've completed, features that we've shipped already throughout the releases over the past year, and you'll see them show up in the done column as well. So as always, please visit the roadmap and go. Each of these tickets here in the roadmap is clickable, and you can click into them, provide your feedback in the comments, provide upvotes if something is interesting to you, because we use the upvotes and your comments as feedback into how we would like to prioritize these things. And as always, please feel free to ask any questions in the chat if you have questions about the roadmap, and we'll definitely answer your questions. All right, so we'll talk a little bit about our latest releases. So since our previous community meeting, we've had 2 releases, 0.41 and 0.42. These releases have been a little bit lighter on the lighter side because we've obviously been on the holiday break, and but there's also a lot of stuff in flight, a lot of big ticket items that the maintainers are working on. So you can expect the following releases to be a little bit heavier in terms of features, because a lot of these big ticket items we're busy getting them done. But I am pleased to say that in the previous release, the most recent releases, there has been a fix to a very, very common usability issue for when your terminal window is a little bit small. We've made a fix to the optimization of the prompts in the CLI for a smaller terminal window. Before, it used to get cropped out of the visible area, so it looks very jarring, like your console output just kind of like you see a big chunk of it missing. And we've made some optimizations there, and the text display area for the CLI user interface now gets dynamically changed based on the terminal window dimensions. So it will allow you to see the text being displayed, and maybe kind of like you can get signals that the text will overflow as you scroll down in the window, instead of being just kind of cropped out or jumped out of the visible display area. So we think that this is a minor but very important kind of usability improvement that we decided to pick up and push out. So please take a look at that, and if you see any more issues with the terminal window, please do submit a bug report. And it's bug reports like that, when they come in, we triage them, and we bring them into our releases to fix as much as possible. And then one other, it wasn't part of the release, so to speak, but it happened during the release period, and that is the authorization feature spec has been approved and merged into the design notes repo. So you can follow the link on this slide to go take a look at the authorization feature spec, and authorization being the features that we are proposing to build within Radius to allow for things like RBAC and auth and identity management, et cetera, within Radius itself. So the feature spec and the feature spec design process is a great way for you to provide very detailed, very specific feedback for features that the Radius maintainership team builds. So do encourage you to check out this feature spec, or go explore the open PRs within the design notes repo. That's where you can provide a lot of feedback into the details for the designs of upcoming features. And then, speaking of upcoming features, we also wanted to talk a little bit about the progress we've been making. So we've been making a lot of progress on GitOps integration with Flux specifically. We've I believe as of the previous two releases, we've been pushing out kind of like the pieces of functionality that will enable these features, but we're currently working on the actual like Flux integration, so the Flux controller integration. And once that's done, we should be able to call this GitOps integration with Flux feature complete. And we expect that in one of the upcoming releases. So we'll definitely share that and share the documentation on it when it's available. And then you might have heard about user-defined types if you've attended some of the previous community meetings. User-defined types is sort of the next biggest feature that we're most excited about for Radius, because it really allows Radius to build on its extensibility story. So it makes Radius a lot more extensible beyond just using the very kind of crude way that's available today, the extenders resource type. You can actually now define a very custom type specific to whatever use case you might have, and that's what user-defined types is. So we're working on this feature. It's a very big feature. You'll see some incremental kind of work that has been already pushed out in the previous releases to pave the way for this feature. So be on the lookout over the next couple of releases to get updates on user-defined types, and we'll definitely share the documentation and things like that when the features are ready for you to use. And with that, I'll go into kind of the full change log, and it's always fun to see what has gone into the most recent releases and all the PRs and good work that the community has been contributing into Radius. And speaking of contributions, want to give a shout out to new contributors, specifically at GPL Taylor, making their first contribution in pull request number 8099. So very, very, very cool. Love seeing new contributors into our community, and hopefully GPL Taylor, you will continue to make other contributions, and hopefully your first contribution experience was very pleasant. And for those of you who are aspiring to make it onto our new contributors list, I would like to point you to Good First Issues. So we have two main repos. We have the main Radius repo, and then we also have the Radius dashboard repo. Links here are to the Good First Issues for each of those respective repos. If you want to dabble with Radius, if you want to make your first contribution, please go visit these links. These are great issues for you to pick up and work on. They're small enough, but also meaty enough that you'll learn about Radius to be able to contribute and make your first contribution to Radius. If you're more front-end inclined, I definitely encourage you to look at the RAD dashboard Good First Issues, because RAD dashboard is the front end for Radius, and there'll be a lot of good front-end problems to address in the RAD dashboard Good First Issues list. And with that, I think we will conclude the agenda for today's community meeting. Like I said, it was a bit lighter on the lighter side because of the holiday break, and because we're gearing up for a lot of exciting features that are coming down the pipeline in the next community calls. So please remember to tune in then to find out, to learn more about the new features that we're currently working on. But as always, please engage with us on Discord, go star our GitHub repo, join our email list, the Google group for the latest Radius news, and engage with us and let us know of any feedback. So we'll stick around for open Q&A. If you have any questions, feel free to post in the chat, and if needed, we'll unmute you and we can chat a little bit more. But thank you, and we'll see you guys next time.